completing the friction framework. In the last episode, we introduced the optimization loop, the idea that AI and automation drive progress by repeatedly sensing conditions, making changes, and learning from the results. We also showed that progress isn't limited by AI models alone. It's shaped by non-technical friction factors that shape how fast this loop can run and how much of the real economy it can touch. So far, we've covered privacy, safety, and digitization. In this episode, we'll complete the framework by looking at the final two friction factors, ownership and government. Ownership, friction factor number 4. The fourth friction factor is ownership. Ownership reflects how easily resources can be reassigned when the system identifies a more efficient use. Those resources include land, factories, equipment, capital, and knowledge like patents or formulas. For any optimization loop to work, knowing what to do isn't enough. The system has to be able to redirect resources without renegotiating ownership every time. Universal basic income is one example of a low-friction way resources could be redirected when jobs are permanently lost to AI and automation. Ownership exists along a continuum. When assets are held collectively or pooled, they can be repurposed more easily. When assets are tightly bound to individual rights and uses, repurposing becomes costly, even when better outcomes are obvious. Societies that adopt less rigid ownership frameworks, relative to others, gain an advantage in the AI and automation cycle. Government, friction factor number 5. The fifth friction factor is government. Here, government refers broadly to the institutional layer that controls decision-making, enforcement, and coordination across society. This includes not only formal government bodies, but also regulatory agencies, professional associations, unions, courts, and other organizations that hold legally protected authority. Together, these institutions allocate power, resources, and control, and as they become more entrenched, optimization slows. Institutions tend to resist change when it threatens existing roles, revenue streams, or authority. Government friction exists along a continuum. Systems with more entrenched institutional authority adapt more slowly to rapid advances in AI and automation. The 5 friction factors. In this episode, we've been laying out the remaining friction factors. We've now covered ownership and government, completing the set of non-technical constraints that shape how fast systems can adapt to AI and automation. At this point, the friction categories themselves are defined. Privacy, safety, digitization, ownership, and government give us a complete framework for talking about resistance to change in a consistent way. Now we're going to take the next logical step. If we want to move beyond description and actually compare how much friction different countries are carrying, we need measurable indicators that reflect each of these friction categories. Making friction measurable. Each friction category needs real-world indicators, things we can actually observe, track over time, and compare across countries. These indicators aren't meant to predict exact outcomes. They're meant to reveal how much resistance is built into a system, how costly it is to adapt when rapid change is required to remain competitive. By choosing a small number of clear, available indicators for each category, we can estimate how much friction each country is carrying. Put together, those estimates form a friction matrix, a structured way to compare readiness for large-scale AI and automation shock. 2 indicators for each category. In the next part of this series, we'll lock down the metrics. 2 indicators for each friction category, chosen for availability, consistency, and relevance. We'll organize those indicators into a standardized comparison framework, so each country can be evaluated using the same structure and assumptions. That gives us a way to estimate how much friction different systems are carrying today. And this matters because AI and automation technology is advancing rapidly across almost every major country. Think of it like building faster cars. You can double the engine speed, but if the roads don't change, nothing moves faster. As high-tech capability outpaces social, legal, and institutional support structures, those non-technical systems become the real bottleneck.